time is something that like continues to pass, but it's something we can't get back. So I think that's one of the main ideas / inspirations to this video, is that it is great to learn from the experience that we're experiencing, but the time that happens while we're going through that, we can't get back. So it is very, very beneficial to use that time wisely, regardless of what's going on. So my video yesterday, it was talking about my dad, but I feel like it was just weird. And I don't know why. I just didn't like it. So I was like, you know, don't pressure yourself to upload something if you're not in the right mentality. So I didn't. One thing that I've been thinking about is we are all so different, right? We are raised differently, we have different backgrounds, we have different aspects, we, perceive things differently. But one thing that we all single-handedly have in common is that we all experience pain. Physical pain, emotional pain, anxiety. All of our bodies experience that. And I feel like understanding that simple string we all have connected to one another will make us feel less obligated to separate ourselves and isolate ourselves from everybody else because we feel like nobody else gets it. I was sitting here thinking, I can feel how alone and hurt and worried everybody feels right now. I mean, you could walk outside and feel it. You can look a cashier in their eyes. You could look on the YouTube's recommended page and there's just something, going on. You can just feel it. It's worldwide at this point. It's not something that's happening in the neighborhood. It's not some group friendship gossip that's drama that's gotten out of hand. This is something that's a little bit bigger. And I was thinking to myself how much it hurts me when other people feel alone, because I had to go through years of teaching myself and learning that I am not alone no matter what is going on. And as odd as it is, because of the time being, one of the biggest things I used to do was just get in my car and drive, because as alone as I felt in my house and in my surroundings, I mean, even if I went and sat somewhere else, I was by myself sometimes. So when I would go out on the road, there would be people everywhere. I knew people were working in a restaurant. I knew people were doing this. I knew people were doing that. And I knew life was still going on regardless of the turmoil that was going on inside of my head. So that, when I was younger, was my first time realizing that I am in a bubble, but I created my bubble, and there's an outside world that is outside my bubble. And remember, we've talked about in a couple other videos, our comfort zone is limited to what we want it to be. So there's a big world outside our comfort zone, and we keep our comfort zone at a certain space and not expand, we'll forever be kind of scared and not realizing I'm not alone. I don't need to have such a tight comfort zone, and it's okay to accept I'm not alone. So fast forward a little bit, right? Losing my parents, that made me feel very alone. When I got into my car, when I got into my car accident, I learned that there's another version of not being alone, and that doesn't mean I know this is going to sound so strange, but that doesn't mean we have to go outside to experience it. When I was in my car accident and I broke my pelvis and I had an external fixator in for a little bit, 2 months, I couldn't go out and drive. I couldn't walk outside. I couldn't. I was bedbound. It's kind of like literally what we're experiencing right now. And that's what's so interesting is it's like I've been through this, but in a different way. In a different way. So it's like going through that has lessened the stress of this. So I want to try to lessen it for you. I learned that I can't go outside to not feel alone, and that it comes from inside as well. Just like happiness, you guys. So I had to start thinking of ways to allow myself to still be human while I was healing myself, which is similar to what all of us are going through right now. Some of us may be sick. Some of us, now they went back in my room, so I keep hearing them. Come on. Yes. I hear you loud and clear. Yeah, it was that time when I realized I need to start making better use of my time even though I'm sad, because a lot of the times, as temporary as emotions can be, they can stick with us for a little bit, you know? We don't always go to sleep sad and wake up happy. Sometimes we go to sleep sad and we wake up sad. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to experience and feel all of these emotions, and I promise you it is for a reason. And if we ignore them, if we try to fight them off, if we try to pretend like we're not panicking and just try to expel it like it's not happening, we're not coping and we're not healing and we're not expanding. But the second we realize that we are in fear, we may not be as healthy as we want to be, there's a voice inside of us that's telling us something could be better. We can change this. We can help, because we can, you guys. So I started thinking to myself, what ways can I use my time to better benefit myself? So one thing, I started making a checklist. Every morning when I would wake up, I'll go get it so you don't think I'm lying. Come on. Come on, Tigger. I don't want to hear you crying. Tigger, come on. I cannot. I don't want to close my door and you guys be outside. Thank you, baby. Excuse me. Whoa, whoa. So, it's from a while ago. And I honestly started this. That is cool. That's cool. Look at that. Look at that. How pretty. Whoa. Wow. That is why you keep journals, you guys, because you never know what the hell is inside. That's cool. Oop, there's another one. Oh my god, I struck gold. Okay, so, getting off topic. Look at this little guy real quick. How cute. They're little pressed flowers. How precious. Okay, so, this is something that really, and when I say really, it really helped keep me sane, because I promise you, oh my goodness, losing my dad was just, it's like this getting smacked in the back of the head with a tennis racket. I was just like, all right, whoa, thanks. It's like not even the back of the head, the front of the head. It's like literally you taking a tennis racket and just being like, boom. So yeah, that's what I experienced. And so when my mind was just going berserk, because my mind always goes berserk as is, I was like, you need to start writing stuff down. You need checklists. This is for today, but you need checklists. You need to keep your mind on track, because sometimes the universe can suck us into strange ways and areas, and our minds can just wander into strange places. It's like, you know, when you're on YouTube and you went to a, you know, beautiful video about how to be positive, but then you ended up watching like people take hornets' nests out of people's houses, and you're just like, how did I get here? Keep track. Just write down a checklist from the second you get up. You know what I also did? I wrote down, and it just helped me keep sane. I don't know why. This is just, if you're weird, try and take my advice, maybe it'll help. I would just to, you know, make myself feel proud, like I was accomplishing things. I jotted down everything I did. Everything I did. I don't care if it was, I fed the cats, I did laundry, I made my bed, I read a page of a book, I decided to water my plants, you know? Anything. I picked up a sweatshirt from the ground. I wrote it down. And so this is just a little notebook, and it's very kind of, ooh, this is real sad. So I haven't opened this in a while, but it basically has, when my mom died, when my dad died, and when I was born, and obviously I haven't died yet, so I haven't written anything here. And then down here it says life on my own, and I wrote that April 25th, 2017. It has been 3 years. The reason I want to make this video is because I'm not just talking out of my ass right now. I want to give you some genuine heart-to-heart advice. I know what it feels like to be scared, alone, vulnerable, not knowing what the hell to expect from the future. I mean, in my opinion, that's what anxiety is. It's the unknown. It's just not knowing. And that not knowing about anything, it drives us crazy. So I have throughout these years, and it's different when you have kind of a little weight on your shoulders, right? My mom was on my shoulders. My dad was on my shoulders. A bunch of stuff was on my shoulders. School was on my shoulders. Sports was on my shoulders. It grounded me. It leveled me out. I had to focus. When all that weight is lifted off your shoulders, it's like, how do you not stop from flying, right? You have to keep yourself level grounded. And I feel like that's what's happening to a lot of us right now. We just want to fly away. We want to escape what's happening. We can't escape reality. We can't change reality. All we can do is change the way we're reacting. So I did. I started changing the way I was reacting to my day-to-day lifestyle. I wasn't waking up and crying every morning. I was waking up and deciding, if I do something and I write it down, for some reason that makes me feel good. So for example, April 25th, 2017 at 9 o'clock a.m. 1 load of laundry. I cleaned up my makeup brushes. I gathered all of my trash. I found songs from my dad's service. I watched some YouTube videos. I'm jotting down everything I did because I know we talked about this before in my video where it's like, if you want a cookie, eat the cookie. Reward yourself. Give yourself thanks. Celebrate your birthday if it's not your birthday yet, right? Give yourself some slack. So that's what I did. When I wrote something down, it made me feel like I was accomplishing something. And it helped uplift my spirits. And it was inside. I wasn't relying on somebody outside. I wasn't, used to going to school and being lectured by a teacher about some cool philosophical idea. And then my mind is just tame because I have ideas to think about. This was at a time where I was stuck at home. My brain was crazy. My parents, nothing was here anymore. I replied to some message. I refilled my oil diffuser. I'm telling you, I wrote down everything I did. The trash man came. I bought a new flower home from inside. But there was fuzzy fungus looking crap on it, so I sprayed neem oil on it. And then I made a little box for me to make new neem oil. I'm just, and then I said almost out of pet food. And my days just went on, you guys. I can't really make this stuff up. If I wanted to do something, I would write it down. Here, I wanted to go to outside. I wanted to water my indoor plants. I wrote down how many times I ate during the day because, I was going crazy. I didn't have anything else to do. I wrote down stuff I wanted from the store. I journaled. But it's just I consistently look up bath stand because I wanted, it's just writing things down, you guys. It's crazy because I know we've talked about this before again. Our minds expand everywhere. It's like the timelines we learned about in school where it's the dots in the middle but then arrows are just voink. It's that's infinity and beyond. Yeah. Our mind does that, and it's interesting to have dots in the timeline to be able to go back and physically see. Memories are hard. I mean, myself, I make up my own memories that literally never happened to me. Writing things down, taking pictures, taking videos. I started using my time more wisely when I was in pain, when I was alone, when I was isolated, when I couldn't work. I promise you, I've been in this position before. We will make it. But we can't let people walk all over us in the meantime, and we cannot let our spirit get tampered in the meantime. So what else did I start doing? I really started paying attention to my YouTube. And I think that's what I'm doing now, because I'm in another period where we're locked, isolated, we don't know what to do, and we don't know what to expect. And it's very sad that it's almost like this is comforting to me because it's I connect to pain a lot, you know, it's something I relate to. So, you know, when I was young, I used to be like, oh my god, I love makeup too. Now it's like, dude, I feel you. I got you. Let's talk about it. So that's what I want to do now. And I regret that I didn't use these last 3 years from my dad passing away more wisely. And I know some of you will beg to differ. And I know it's okay to take time to heal, but just take my bit of advice. This may not mean this connects to you, but I do not want you to then 3 years from now look back and regret the self-isolation, the self-sabotage, the negative thoughts that, you know, to be a regret. I want you to use the self-isolation, the negative thoughts in a way and broadcast them to where it's expelled from your body. That's why I talked about working out. You have to expel this stuff mentally, physically, spiritually. You have to let it release from your body or it's gonna explode inside of you. I started listening to different types of music. I started listening to the songs my mom and I used to listen to when I was younger, and I just pushed to the back of my head because it brought up sad moments. But when I would listen to them in times like this, it brought me a sense of this like euphoria that's different. So do that. Listen to old songs that made you happy. Watch cartoons that used to make you happy. You need to uplift your spirit, because with so much negative energy going around and then not knowing, it's difficult. So it's like I'm emotional because I feel for all of you. And I hate, even though I watch it, like I said, I connect and resonate with pain. So when I watch videos of people talking about their experience being sick with the virus, or them just talking about how they're home and worried, not being able to talk to their family or see their family, I shouldn't say talk, but, you know, face to face, I just feel for you. Because that is, I tell myself all the time, nobody wants to listen to somebody talk while they cry. Okay, so I feel for you guys, because that's pretty much what I experience on the day-to-day basis, is that, hey, I wish I could see you and I wish I could hang out with you, but I can't. So, but mine's a little bit more extreme. So I just want to use my example and my experiences as possible stepping stones for you guys, or for you guys to kind of see that, hey, let me take some weight off of my shoulder myself, like let me do it myself, so I can allow myself to rise and then humble myself again. Rise and humble, you know? Because if we don't keep grounded, you know, the present will take over. What else did I start doing? Oh my goodness. Art in any form. I promise you guys, it's art in any form. So many of you guys I know either want to start a YouTube channel, maybe you have previously started one. You've always wanted to just do something. Now is the time. I just want you to all use this time very wisely. You know. Because feeling locked in while we're locked down, we don't need to put those two together. We don't. So, as a reminder, do not lock yourself in while we're on lockdown. Because it's gonna be a lot harder to pull ourselves back up. Like I said, it's not always the case of going to sleep and waking up happy. Sometimes we'll go through some pain for a little bit, and I don't want us to self-sabotage ourselves during this crisis and not walk out with wings on our back. You know, I don't want us to walk out of this as calipers still. We have the time to cocoon ourselves back up, to grow, to evolve. Patience, time. We're all on different schedules, I promise. Not all of our lifelines and timelines and events are supposed to match up. Some of us are supposed to experience things before others, and some things we're not supposed to experience yet. But we can learn from the things we haven't experienced and the things we have experienced and the things other people have experienced, the other mistakes people have made. So we know how to correctly apply things to ourselves. So, yeah, I just want you all to stay safe, stay healthy, do your own research for everything. Now is a time where you have so much time on your hands. There's no excuse to not be expanding your consciousness, your mind, your spirit, your mentality, whatever you want to call it, your energy, your art, so your essence. So keep your head up, keep your energy higher. Yeah, this is little Gardenia. You guys have not met her yet. She's about 4 months old. And yeah, she is a hidden gene woma. She's a beautiful little one. Yeah. Do yourself a favor. Now is the time where, pet stores are still open. Buy a fish when you have to go buy some pet food, or go buy a fish because you want to take care of yourself. It's crazy, like I've told you, and I'm going to make a video about nature and gardening, I promise, but it's crazy how much of an impact nature and animals can have on your spirit. When you're isolating yourself, it's different when you have plants around you and animals around you. You're not alone. Put a bird feeder outside your house so you can hear the birds. You're not alone in this world. You're really not. And all of this is temporary. Do not worry, and do not allow your questioning to get the best of you. If you question, like I said, expel it. Meaning, get it out of your system. Do research. Educate your mind to where you understand. You're not worried. Educate yourself on other ways to do different things, Take everything everybody says with a grain of salt, even myself. So if some of these techniques or tactics might not apply to or help, there's a million and other things we could also be doing. So research. Help your brain grow. Yeah. And thank you to those of you who stuck through this one. Yeah. I really recommend you guys to start creating. Make a vision board. One of you guys sent me a picture of your vision board you just made. And it doesn't have to be the beginning or end of a year to have a vision. Something we could do every day. You could write down the visions you're creating. You can write down the visions you want to have. Everything is in our manifestation. So, yeah. Please remember you're not alone. And I'm always here for you. So, I hope you have an amazing night. I hope you have a great dinner. Don't eat too late, because if you do, your body's just going to be trying to digest as opposed to sleep. Learn how your body works and what works for your body, so you and your body can be like this as opposed to a magnetic field that's just not clashing. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later.